I'm very excited about this Bible, as you can tell. This is a very special Bible that was rebound by AE Bibles. This is their logo on the back, and we're going to take a look at this very special rebind in this video. So Adrian Alonso from AE Rebinds contacted me recently and asked if I would like to do a rebind, have him do a rebind, and then I could showcase it on my channel. And I thought, absolutely, that would be awesome. I would love the opportunity to look at one of his rebinds. I've been hearing such great things about his work. And so I jumped at the opportunity when he asked about this, and he really delivered. The Bible that I'm going to show you here is an NASB Cambridge Clarion text block. The great thing about the Cambridge Clarion is it is available in a lot of different translations, such as the King James Version, the New King James Version, the English Standard Version, the NIV, and as I have here, the New American Standard Bible. So if you would like to get a really nice text block, very readable, very nice, and available in different translations, you might want to look into the Cambridge Clarion text block. It is a very portable Bible overall, but it's designed very nicely. When the Clarion first came out, I believe it was Mark Bertrand, who's kind of like the pioneer of online Bible reviewers, spoke extremely glowingly about the Cambridge Clarion because it is a single column text block with really nice space for notes and cross-references on the outside margins of the pages. So Adrian took a really nice text block that was in a brown calfskin leather cover. And I believe this was a paste-down liner inside. And he cut the cover off of the original text block, or the original Bible, and put a new cover on it. And by the way, the Cambridge calfskin is very nice. People speak very well of it. But he took a really nice Bible and made it extremely nice. This is absolutely beautiful. Adrian will really work with you on the particulars of what you want for your Bible rebind if you do get a rebind from him. And I feel that this is probably true with a lot of these rebinders. They're very good about going over the details with you. They want to give you a very customized, positive experience so that you get exactly the kind of Bible that you want when all is finished. So he did this Bible in the Badalassi Carlo calfskin, which I had seen in other Bible reviews, and I thought it looked absolutely gorgeous. The color of this is called tobacco. There are other colors available, but there are also other leathers available from AE Rebinds. They do Capra granulosa goatskin, Sully goatskin, Sokoto goatskin, Liege Maine goatskin, and as I'm showing here, the Badalassi Carlo calfskin. And by the way, I know I'm not very good at pronouncing words like that, so I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing a lot of those, but you get the idea. They have a lot of different leather options at AE Bibles. What I really like about this calfskin is it has a really nice grain to it that really kind of stands out, and a really nice pattern to it. The color pattern there almost has kind of that marbled look to it with darker and lighter patches. And when you feel it, it's not a really like super thick leather. I would say it's not as thick as the Horween leather that we've been seeing from the recent ESV Bibles, but it's still a nice rugged, sturdy kind of a leather on the outside. And as I said, this is the tobacco color, so it's brown, at least to my eye. It looks like it's brown with a little bit of a reddish hue to it, which I absolutely love those reddish tones. And then we talked about the ribbons, what ribbons we wanted to put on, and he gave me these sable colored ribbons. And I like that they are a gold that's not real bright, because I feel like this whole Bible color scheme has kind of an antique look to it. So the gold isn't very bright on these ribbons. And then even the spine here, he did a muted gold stamping on the spine. So, as I said, it gives it very much like that antique, old school look. I also like that, to me, this is one of these Bibles that I can use, day after day, year after year, and it's actually just going to look really good as it ages. I feel like that's one of the advantages of doing this kind of a style. I think some Bibles look really awesome when they're brand new, but depending on the color scheme and kind of the style of the Bible, if you don't keep it in pristine condition, it really shows its wear. I think this one is going to look really nice actually as it ages. So it does have the Cambridge gold page edges and the salmon or that reddish hue under the gold art gilt. But what he did is he put a lambskin liner on the inside, and it is I would call a little bit of a lighter brown. It's very plush in its feel, so it's a nice contrast to the Badalassi Carlo calfskin, the lambskin liner, and it does say here on the back it's printed as lambskin liner. On the inside it has like that nice soft feel, and on the outside you get that nice rugged protective feel of the leather. So I think it's just really complementary, not only in its feel but also in the color scheme that he did. The cover also does have perimeter stitching that he does, and he does a fantastic job with that. The stitching looks so nice and even, just beautifully done. And then also he did a tooled line. One thing I really like about this, and this is what I think Bo Tate talks about with attention to detail when it comes to rebinding, and you can see that in what Adrian did in this work. The tooled line here really matches nicely with the inside text block, and I love that. I just think it gives it kind of a usefulness. It kind of shows you where the text block is inside the cover. I've seen tooled lines that are just kind of there to be there. I mean, they are for looks, but I really like the fact that it matches up with the text block there. I think that was done really, really well. Another thing that you really want to look for with rebinders, and it just shows you, kind of where they're at in their skill level, kind of where they've gotten to in terms of their technique, is the spine. And by the way, in saying all of this, I have absolutely no ability to do anything like this, so I'm absolutely amazed at what these rebinders can do. But if you look at their spine work, you can see their level of craftsmanship, and you see that with this one here. The spine, the raised hubs, he has 5 raised hubs. They're also tooled a little bit, and then the stamping is done really, really well. From what I can tell, it looks very nice and even, and that spine just has a wonderful look to it. I think he does have different options for you depending on what kind of spine you want to have. But this has the raised hubs, the stamping that you see here. I like it. It's got the Holy Bible, the translation, and on the bottom is the publisher, which in this case is Cambridge. And then on the back cover he has his logo, AE, with the crown. I showed you that the inside back cover says lambskin liner. The inside front cover says Badalassi Carlo. So if you would like that, he can stamp in there what kind of leathers he's using on your rebind. He also put white head and tail bands, which matches the whole color scheme. And let me just show you the text block here that I was talking about. This is the one that when it came out, people were just so excited about because it's really unique. As I said, it's a very portable Bible. It is a little bit of a shorter, thicker Bible, but functionally speaking, it's really good because you can hold it so easily, as you can see here. But the print in this is really a nice size print. It looks like it's actually right around a 10 point, maybe a little bit smaller. I'm not sure exactly, but I would say between 9 and 10, maybe more to that 10 side to my eye. It looks to me like it's more of a 10 for the text. And then the cross references and notes on the side of the page to me are still very readable. But it is that single column format, and the Clarion did such a good job when they designed this of getting a good amount of characters per line. So when you're looking at the poetry, for example, it has a really good look to it. And then also in the prose sections, it's just really nice for kind of a read-through type Bible. Although it does have verse numbers in there if you want to look up the specific verses. They're not real standout verse numbers, I will say. So more than anything, this is a Bible that I would say is really good for reading long portions of Scripture and obviously being able to carry it with you everywhere. But it does have those cross-references and footnotes, so it actually is also really good for study purposes. A great kind of all-round use Bible. So that's the Cambridge Clarion, and now it's been souped up, it's been modified so that it is a not only premium Bible, I would call this kind of like a extra premium Bible. So one thing I will say about rebinds is obviously you do have to make an investment to get something like this. It's not something that everybody wants to spend money on, but we are talking about really a trade here, a craftsmanship to the production of rebinds. I mean, these are really pieces of art. They are handmade. People are spending a lot of time making something like this, and just being able to develop the skill to be able to put something like this together takes a lot of time and investment. But one thing I wanted to say in this video is you might want to consider getting a rebind. Maybe you've never considered it before, but if you have the money or you save the money for something like this, I would say that there are some good reasons to consider getting a rebind. One is that it creates an heirloom. You may have a Bible that you have loved for years. I actually know someone in my church I was talking to recently, and they have a hardcover Bible that they've been using for decades, but now it's falling apart. Well, a rebinder can take that text block, it can repair it, restore it, and give it a lot more longevity so that you have it for the rest of your life and can even pass it on to future generations. So that's one reason to think about getting a rebind, is that it could be a great heirloom. Another reason, though, is actually just supporting ministry. The rebinders themselves are doing a ministry by doing Bible rebinds for people. So when you invest in getting a rebind, you're actually supporting their work. And in some cases, I believe someone like Adrian is actually also, on top of his rebind work, doing pastoral ministry. So you're also supporting, in some cases, pastoral ministry, because some of these rebinders are using their rebind work kind of like tent making. It's really a income type of a job so that they can also do pastoral ministry. So that's another reason to consider rebinds, is that you're actually supporting ministry in having a rebind done. And then one other thing that you might want to consider is just the opportunity to bless someone. Because you can customize these Bibles, you might know someone who's really been an impact in your life, really been a blessing to you, and you want to show your appreciation and love for that person. And one way you could do that is actually to get a Bible rebind done for them. Maybe it's a person who has a Bible like I talked about that is just falling apart, and you see that and you say, wow, this person has really made a difference in my life, and maybe I could actually do something nice for them, special for them, and offer to get a rebind done for them and preserve that Bible that they have loved for so many years. So that is a look at this beautiful rebind by Adrian Alonso from AE Bibles. Adrian, I can't thank you enough for this opportunity to look at this Bible, to talk about it, and to be able to have this for ministry purposes. Thank you so much, Adrian. But also, I thought it would be good to talk a little bit about why you might want to consider getting a Bible rebind. Maybe some food for thought that you hadn't really thought about before. Anyway, I hope that you found this interesting, and at the very least, we can all admire the gifting that God has given people like Adrian to be able to do this kind of work. It's really, really wonderful and such a blessing to the work of God's kingdom. If you have any comments or questions, I'd love to see that in the comment section below. But thank you so much for taking some time to listen to me rave about this beautiful Bible from A Frisch Perspective.